Hey, what is up, guys? It's Gilty here, and welcome back to Dead by Daylight. How y'all doing today? Hopefully you all are doing well on this wonderful Sunday afternoon. I know I am. Alright, so today we are going to be playing it a little bit safe. I do have a Vigo's Court match at 3 p.m. CST, so roughly in an hour and 30 minutes. So I'm going to be doing some practice with some specific, killers prior to that. The two killers that I'll be practicing with specifically, though, is going to be the pig and the clown. Debating on who I want to use on Grave of Glendale, the Dead Dog Saloon. So I'll have to take a look and see based on today. I'm thinking about it, Trix. I'm thinking about it. There's a few that I'm thinking of: Pig, Legion, Clown, because we've already run our Freddy, our Spirit, Oni, and Blight. So most of the A tier / upper B tier have been used. And so I'm thinking about bringing Pig for some slowdown. We do have a Nurse, but I'm not sure if I want to run Nurse against OD. I feel pretty strong with Nurse overall. But I want to leave Nurse as an ace in the hole if worse comes to worse. That, and I feel depending on how teams play. Nurse, though an S tier killer, can be bad in certain situations, as she does result in some 1-for-1 scenarios, like one chase for one gen, and though she has a lot of gen pressure, I don't know, I feel maybe a bit more comfortable with the pig. Yes, these will count for the streak, as we are still not using add-ons. The moment we throw on add-ons, it will no longer count for the streak, obviously. I still don't have Undying on Pig, unfortunately, so I can't test out my full build, but I'm just wanting to think about the play style overall. Already have, so you're all good. I've already disabled those completely. So only things that should be there is to choose my outfit, highlight message, hydrate, stretch, bonus giveaway, and send a message. Alright. Yeah, I did that prior to. I just disabled them. Instead of pausing them, I just disabled them. So it's not like you can actually even see them at this moment in time. Yeah, so Pig, Clown, Legion are currently on my list of killers. Yo, what's up, Slashy? How's it going, my friend? Hopefully you're doing well, and thank you for the compliment. Appreciate you. What have you been up to today? Anything much? No, so even if on the queue they're not paused, if they're disabled through the creator dashboard, they're not even visible. I prefer to go about it that way instead. I think if you pause them, that shows that they're out of stock, basically. Alright, how close are we to the Kill Your Friends event, by the way, for February? We are 83% of the way already there, and we are, like, not even halfway through the month. You're fine, Alex. Don't you worry about it. I know, we're really close. You guys will be able to use your channel points for a whole litany of things. Maybe I need to raise that community challenge. Yeah, I was about to say, Frankie's pretty sleepy too. Frankie's running on very little sleep within 24 hours. Alright, let's take a look at where we are based on spawn. They'll probably end up upstairs, opposite sides. Let's take a quick peek. So far, nothing. Not hearing any breathing, but we do see scratch marks of the Fangman. There we go. Drop the pallet. She does not drop the pallet. She wants the greed instead. She'll get a hit for it. Yeah, I think she wanted to use it so that way she could drop it then flashlight. Unless she has bounce landing, this strap down might not be the best play. She will drop that early and was hoping that I will break. Yeah, that was a bad idea. It's not a fully unsafe pallet, but it's not a great pallet either. All right, we're going to slug her out for a moment. How's the day going? Pretty well, pretty well. The day just really started, to be honest with you. Woke up to get Frankie from work, and then here we are. Hello there. Interesting. Normally don't see people go for this pallet this early, but this is fine by me, because we will get this hit without question. Alright, we'll go for you. You're going to go upstairs. Fengmin is now up off the ground with a trap on her head. That should keep her busy for a little bit. And she actually played this smart and is playing it the long way. She does not drop early, though. And I kind of want her on the inside of this pallet when she drops. Wow, a dead heart. Nice. I said I kind of want her on the inside of this pallet when she drops it. So I'm going to let her drop it now. I was going to fake break the pallet, but she wasn't having it. So she'll go through blue room and then vault. Yep, there's the vault. And continue. Unfortunately, there's like 27 god pallets on this map, so we're going to see some gens pop off in the distance. But theoretically speaking, there should be about 2 people off of gens. Yep, she's going to drop now. Yo, what's up, Woodmat? Noticed you're online. Immediately jumped in a stream. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. How's the day been? Hope it's been going well. Forgot time zones? Yeah, time zones are a thing. Unfortunately, sometimes. But I know the time zone should be a little bit better now that US is in daylight savings time. All right, Megan, let's get you off of that gen momentarily. She'll drop early. Makes sense. A lot of the early game of this map is just getting these pallets out of the way early. We are going to see that one gen pop off. There's no stopping that. If they are on comms, someone will go back for that gen. Like, look at all of these god pallets. It's ridiculous. It really is. It's just like one after another after another. There is nothing that I can do to slow down these slow down the survivor, other than just kind of catch up to them with bloodlust or try and cut them off through the corridors. Yeah, she drops another pallet, which is actually a really good pallet. I should probably break that, but she's going for the drop down, and unless that she has bounce landing, she won't make it. Alright, let's get a hook here. Hopefully you don't have power struggle. I do fear power struggle quite a lot, but thankfully not the case. Alright, let's take a look. What the fresh hell? This door is open, but I can't get through it? Gotta be joking me. Gotta be freaking joking me. That is the dumbest thing in the world. That is so silly. I'm pretty sure 2 survivors will be able to get through that door. I've never seen that before, but that is just god-awful. Yeah, drop the god pallet. Go for it. Alright, she continues. Let's mind game her real quick. She's not going to drop, so that she'll just double back instead. I wish Vigo's court was earlier. Yeah, I can understand that. Unfortunately, it's right now US focused. But in the future, we are looking at like a EU side of the things. So hopefully it will get better in that regard. So she has Dead Heart. I guess I should have already known that. She'll greed this, it looks like. There we go. Got the mind game. Yo, what's up, Ward? How you doing? 4-man Swift that had 2 keys and object and brought the map was painful. It was a Swift, wondered why I camped. I mean, realistically speaking, it makes sense in those situations. I would say don't get into that mindset, though, Ward, just because it will actually end up biting you in the butt later when playing against higher ranks. That, and also you don't get as much blood points or pips either. So heads up there, but I can understand with 2 keys in play. Ideally in those scenarios I'd bring like a Franklin's, for example. Let's get her on this side. Dead hard. I know that she's going to try and turn into the pallet. Didn't work out for her. Alright, we do want to apply another bear trap in a moment, I think. I think next down we should. That's fair. I would say that, like, behavior there is necessarily toxic. it's more strategic, and unfortunately, survivors are going to use all the tools available to them, which makes sense, right? We do find you again. Oh, look! I'm so happy about that. The survivors also cannot get through that door. If they could and I couldn't, that would have been god-awful. Yeah, that's very good to know. Like I said, if they could and I couldn't, it'd have been horrible, to say the least. We'll bait out the dead hard. You guys think DBD is really toxic? Not really, no. I've played League of Legends, I've played Dota, stuff like that. How did that hit me? Look at how far away I am. Look at this, look at this, look. Look at that, that's ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous. DS? Oh, it was DS. Thank God, I was so confused. I was about to say, I was like, come on now. Thinks it's still Sandbag of Friends? It shouldn't. I updated the name. So that shouldn't be the case. I played decent that game. Oh, Deceit? That game is toxic? Well, Deceit, yeah, because it's all based on, you know, predicting things, stuff like that. It's kind of like, whatchamacallit, Among Us in a way. So yeah, I can see that. DS popped up? Okay, thank God. I was so confused at how the LD hit that, honestly. Alright, let's vacuum her out of that pallet real quick. Because I vacuumed her out of the pallet specifically with the bear trap to avoid the pallet stun, so I was going to be shocked. Alright, here's someone downstairs on a one-sill gen, but there's also someone over here on the surveillance gen, so let's head over here real quick. It's not close to being complete, which is the good news. She's going to go around, try and probably play the pallet, methinks. Yeah, she is, so let's break this then. Oh, you don't want to do that thing, man. Chain blind to my right. She went around the other way. I was right to my right, but unfortunately with the way that the map is positioned, it did not work out in my favor. Alright, we're gonna do two things. I see that Jen still has not been fallen off of, so I think someone's committed. Or not. That's surprising. Yo, what's up? Skier, how you doing, mate? Hopefully having a good one. I see someone that's injured. You should drop that pallet, methinks. But you have dead hard, so you could get some distance. That might be worth your while. Yeah, you did. Let's see. Surveillance is back on that gen. Yeah, today is just going to be me practicing for Vigos because in, like, less than an hour, we'll have our match at Vigos. We're playing on the Graven Glendale, the Dead Dog Saloon. Dead Hard will get you to that. It is a bit of a safer pallet, as we're well aware. Let's see if you get on stairs. Okay, you do. Well, that works out in my favor, and I don't think there's a pallet behind these stairs anymore like there used to be. They did get Ruin. That's unfortunate, which means now we have very little value when it comes to our passive gen pressure. So we're gonna have to definitely use a lot of our... We'll hit the LD. A lot of our bear traps, methinks. LD will vault. Kate is here. They're looping a friends, which is fine by me. We're gonna go for the LD. Close one, but no cigar. Let's get her onto this again. This is the L wall, so that's actually good for us. And think that wall's now blocked off. So now we should be able to get this LD without problem. I think Feng Min's trying for the flashlight save. Or was going to try for a flashlight save. Yeah, she went upstairs now. Cool. Let's get you up on a hook. And I think multiple people are on death hook now. Thank you, Ward. I appreciate it, mate. I appreciate it. Hello! I have not seen you this entire game, Megan. That is interesting. Wow, that dead hard was ridiculous. Good on you, Fingman. That was a good one. You almost got that. You will DS me though. Toxic. Not only that, but she also blinded me. I mean, it's not gonna work, so I mean, good on you for making it happen. I love you too, Frankie. Definitely an interesting nickname there. An interesting nickname there, Skewer. Yep, we'll get more stacks to save the best for last. Thankfully, our obsession is dying right now. So we do have 7 stacks of save available to us. Also, I just realized, I'm pretty sure this pallet was down, meaning that someone had any means necessary to bring it back up. Interesting to realize that. Alright, we have someone who dropped down. It's the LD. Lithe or balanced landing? I'm not entirely sure. Drop the pallet. There we go, she's down. Yo, what's up, Beast? How's it going? Let's go, guys. Who's winning? Well, right now, I'm winning, but, this is not Vigo's Court just yet. We have our Vigo's Court match. Where in the God's name is this, hook? We have our Vigo's Court match later today. I think she gets off my shoulder, at 3 p.m. CST, so in an hour and 15 minutes. I still have 1 Jigsaw's Baptism left. Yeah, I did see that there's still a challenge in Tome 1, Chapter 1. Let's regress this so we get some info. Yeah, I'm honestly shocked that she didn't wiggle. It was quite surprising. Looks like Kate's over here. She still has this pallet. It's not great because she gets stunned, right? But this should work out in our favor. She's going to try and force me to commit to it for the drop down. She sees that I respect the pallet. And we'll dead hard. We'll drop. We get down. And Kate goes down as well. Meg has not been on hook, I think. So this should be death hook for the Kate. We should be good to go. The drop out that was picked up. Oh my god. I kind of don't like those type of things. Those type of challenges, to be honest. Just due to the fact that it alters the way that people play the game, right? Let's pop this again. Yeah, the challenge was kind of frustrating. I mean, I can understand why they do it to kind of shake things up and get people, you know, playing in a different way. But at the same time, you know, I can also understand that it's a little bit frustrating because it alters the way in which you play overall. Yeah, she was here. Excellent. I saw the scratch marks go there briefly. I was a little bit surprised because that had already been done, but still. Wow, you committed to the W. Well, down goes the Meg. And now both of them are on death hook, as I do stand corrected. The Meg had been hooked prior to this. Yeah, thankfully we were able to get that one done the other day. That one was a thing for sure. All right, they're not on that gen. Good news, I suppose. Nor that gen. Not on that one. Imagine they're going for the unhook. No doubt in my mind. No to hatch. Sounds like a plan. And we do hear the Kate, so that works out in our favor. She has 1 pallet in this area, but it looks like she's going to leave it early. Why? Not entirely certain. Looks like she's want to stick to the pallet. She'll drop. I want to pressure her to vault. No, didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I probably should have pressured it the other way, but she had command of the pallet, so it was a little bit more difficult to make that work in our favor. She'll probably get the unhook, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange, and thus not as good for her. Ooh, she also went the wrong way. Now that there is painful. She has any means necessary? There we go. I'll let you get the challenge. That is your payment. You get the challenge, thus you get the death. Well, actually, that you might not. You might not. You might have enough wiggle room. Oh yeah, absolutely. The fact that they dropped so many pallets in the early game definitely hurt them. Quite a lot, actually. Alright. I'm just trying to feel out. Should I play Pig today? Yo, what's up, Wicked? How's it going, mate? How have you been? Yeah, the thing is with this map that getting a lot of the pallets out in the early game really helps you out as a killer, to say the least. But GG, well played. I should probably change my challenge. Pig is now on a 2-win streak. Very nice. Can't complain with that. All right. You're good? Happy to hear. Happy to hear. So I'm trying to think. What do you guys think about ideal builds for Pig? You know, I'm thinking that Ruin Undying is definitely worth our while. And Spooky Moon Fairy, thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Guilty Ones, my friend. Happy to have you here. What have you been up to today? We're in the last game out of curiosity? Alright, let's take a look. And Clay, thank you much for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing, my friend? Alright, let's take a look at our build once again. It's not our ideal build. I'm still feeling out what I want to use, realistically speaking. Hearts to you as well, Spooky Moon Fairy. How you doing? How you doing? With Pig, I honestly feel like Ruin is a very big play for them, just because of the passive gen pressure on the early game. I think Corrupt Intervention is also another good play. So I'm feeling out Corrupt Intervention, Ruin, maybe Undying, and then as far as our last perk, I'm debating between a few of them. All good, Clay, all good. Don't you worry, my friend. How have you been? How's Dead by Daylight been treating you? Haven't played today yet. I was on for way too long last night. I feel that, Spooky Moon Fairy. New Discord statuses. I appreciate that, and that is quite accurate, Frankie. But with that being said, let's take a look and see what these survivors bring to this match. Just a med kit, which with Sloppy Butcher won't do too much. Alright. And last minute key. Based on the fact that it's a last minute switch, I'm going to probably guess that's an Eerie key. It would be a little bit surprising. Yeah, they did switch to a Cheryl. They did switch to a Cheryl. They're trying to feign the fact they didn't have a key. I don't know why people do that. Just own the fact you got a key. To be honest, yeah. Might bring Sparent out of retirement next season? Ooh. I would like to see that, Clay. I'd like to see that. I need to get better with Spirit. Spirit's one of those killers that, like, I feel like I'm good at, but not, like, mastered just yet. So, I definitely need to probably watch you a little bit and see about what that looks like. So, Clay, here's a question for you. Here's a question. So, Grave of Glendale, we are playing, I'm playing Trial 1 and Trial 4. We've already used Freddy, Spirit, let me see, Freddy's Bay. See, people don't like playing against my Freddy. People really don't. So, which, to be fair, people don't like playing against Freddy in general, but people seem to not like my Freddy even more so. Alright, based on spawn, I just want to make sure they didn't spawn behind me. Doesn't look like they did, thankfully. Like watching Killer Mains? I appreciate that, I appreciate that. And yeah, most of our community here is actually survivors, who I've met in the fog in some capacity. Hi, Kate, you're in a dead zone. That is lovely. I'll get a first stack. Super good, I just hate playing her. That's fair, that's fair. I can respect that fact, that's mid-vault. Alright, up to Daisy. We're early enough that I feel like I can hook her after putting in Bear Trap. I always feel like putting a Bear Trap and then leaving the first survivor down is usually the play, but I actually don't mind this right now. I play both, but mainly killer. I am an educational killer main. Alright, let's see. No one there. No one there. I just want to protect my 3 or 4 gen real quick. And no one there. Okay, so we're pretty golden right now in that regard. So they're going to be on 1, 2, or 3. We know that they're not there. They could be there, and they could be there. I have seen someone over there, but Rune's probably doing its job. Let's take a quick peek on the left and see how far along that is. Alright, surveillance tells us there's nothing, which means they are here since it is not fully regressed. Oh, it is. That's concerning, actually. I don't like having that knowledge, because it tells me that they're on the other side of the map. I didn't see them earlier. Felix will go down here. Wow. Talk about pixel perfect there. That was surprising. That was surprising indeed. I'm gonna drop off the Felix. I'm a little bit concerned with the fact that I didn't see anyone on that side of the map on generators. And so with the fact that scratch marks are here, that does tell me that they're on this side of the map. Scratch marks stop abruptly. Yep, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Serena. Well, Mind Gamer here. Dead hard or bust? No, dead hard. And down goes Serena. Kate does have their bear trap off. A little bit of early game pressure, but it didn't really get much value. Alright, they do know where my rune totem is, so I kind of need to go back for the unhook, or at least kind of play around this area more than I would like to. Because as soon as she gets off, her and her teammate will probably go for it. That's a 10% regression when jumping off a gen. They suicided. Okay, well I guess she'll take that secret to the grave. That is fine by me. I do see the Cheryl there. Wait, Cheryl. Cheryl's there. She has the key, that's right. Felix goes down. Let's hook the Felix. And should be good. Get my challenge done because I kept getting rainbow rings. Yeah, that is one thing. Like I said, with the challenges changing the way in which you play, it can be quite frustrating in that regard. Alright, let's see. Let's take a look. So we know where Cheryl is. Zarina's already dead. Felix is off the hook. No one's on that gen. No one's on that gen. No one's on this gen or this gen. Okay, so that's good. We should be fine then, going back to protect these 2 gens and kind of pressure them around. Momentarily, we don't want to commit too much time to this side. You really want to keep that 4 gen back there on this map. Sloppy Butcher doing some work. So we'll go for the cape. Yep, we'll get the pallet and the hit. Perfect, perfect. And where's she going? She's going to the jungle gym. Trying to take a look at her general area. She does have a pallet here. Let's Mind Gamer. That was close. That was very close. Maybe if we swung a moment sooner, we would have been fine. But, you know, I'll take it. Take the pallet nonetheless. She's on another strong jungle gym. She goes around. I don't think she figured out our direction. She does have Dead Hard. I've just noticed that. I don't think we took that into account earlier. But that's fine. Alright, Kate's on second hook. We need to find the Cheryl. ASAP, honestly. They are on that gen, which I'm not a fan of. But at the same time, Felix has been on second hook, so this might be fine. Or has been on first hook already. This might be okay then. No scratch marks tell me that they jumped off and then are skulking around. That is the Felix. Means Cheryl's probably on our 4 gen. He'll vault. No, he doesn't. He holds W and goes to the left. Interesting. Which means ideally Cheryl needs to jump off her gen because Felix is in chase. Unless she risks that the Kate will die on hook. And Hatch won't spawn until one more person dies or one more gen is done. So this works out in my favor. Yeah, this works out perfectly. There we go. Get the pallet, get the hit. And Cheryl fell off of a gen, but if we look at something real quick, no gens are highlighted white except for the one that the Felix was on. And yo, what's up, Rambler? Thank you much for the host. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you, thank you. Hopefully having a good time. All right, Felix down. So there's some interesting information I just gathered about the Cheryl. The Cheryl is hiding. She's not playing the game. Because when she went for the unhook, no gens got procced by surveillance. So she's literally just trying for the hatch escape, and that's all. Yeah, Bubba's a very timing-based killer, so don't get too discouraged about it. You really need to get the timing down of your chainsaws in order to gain value, and when to use it, when to not. So, just take your time on that. I promise it'll get much easier. That's the Kate. Okay, so she's showing me where the Cheryl is. I'm actually gonna go for Cheryl, because she's hiding. We see scratch marks? Not there. Yeah. Cheryl's sandbagging right now, for sure. There's the Kate, there's a Cheryl. Okay, we see both of them. Kate is dead on hook. Cheryl is on first hook. Cheryl goes up for the unhook. And we're going to probably ignore the Kate, but yeah, the Kate wants the Cheryl dead. And I can respect that. Because she has literally done nothing this match, from what I can see. We'll break that, so it breaks the infinite. And then she's going to go back around, drop the pallet. This is pretty strong. I will break up that heal party. And then go for Cheryl. Don't think I'm going to let you two off the hook just because the Cheryl's doing nothing. I will make it difficult for you. She'll vault out. Drop the pallet. There we go. Cheryl, I got a feeling that your teammates are not going to let you off the hook. Quite literally. We'll vacuum her out and get her to this hook. Alright, they finally healed the Kate, but it means that they really don't have anything. We'll give one of them the hatch. No. One of you gets hatch. Because of the fact that you're here, Kate. You are not, and Felix will. Unless the Felix wants to get the Cheryl off the hook. If he does that, then, you know, be my guest. Then it'll be both your deaths. Was that the Felix back there? Or was that a jigsaw box I saw? Alright, looks like Cheryl is suiciding here. And Felix have no clue. If they boop, they can live? Alright, I'll play like that. But yay, if they boop, alright, we'll give the boop to Felix. I have no idea where this boy's at. He's taunting the Cheryl, good. The Cheryl has done very little. I sing you a song of my people, Cheryl. This is what you get for not doing any generators. Sacrifice! Sacrifice! Alright, we'll pick him up and we'll bring him to wherever the hatch is. Yep, Felix boops, so we will provide him hatch. Unfortunately, this map is god-awful because of how long it is, so it's going to take us a quick minute. Alright, Felix boy, let's go on a journey. Just you and I. A romantic date around... what is this map called again? Why am I blanking out on this map's name? It's like one of the few Macmillan maps that I like, too. Yeah, I forget what map this is called. It's not, Suffocation Pit. There we go. Like, my brain just absolutely broke for a moment. Alright, Felix, looks like it's not here. Do you know where it's at? If you do, wiggle. We'll find out. Felix boy. Where's the hatch, buddy? I'm going to scan this entire area for it. Not there from the looks of things. Is it by, Shack? Oh, it is. It's right there. There you go, Felix. There you go. You got the boop. You get the hatch. Alright. Well, I would say GG, well played. But unfortunately, that Cheryl absolutely sandbagged. All purple ranks, and that is indeed a dull key. Wow. Don't lose key on death, lose its add-on. Ugh, that's unfortunate. Kind of wish that key was gone. Ah, that's why. So look at this, look at this. The reason why the Cheryl was playing this way, I'm not going to excuse the behavior, was because she is going for Adept Cheryl. Like, I can understand the reasoning behind the behavior. It doesn't mean I have to like it. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Yeah, exactly. Still do gens for Adept. Don't just, you know, play that passively, right? That is a little bit surprising. All right, so we have less than an hour until our match is live for Vigo's court. So let's keep that in mind. Exactly. Pig is now on a 3-win streak. Very nice. Can't complain with that. So I'm trying to think for a Pig. I'm trying to think. So as far as Pig is concerned, I think that the early game pressure is going to be key in our victory. So of course for add-ons, yo, what's up, Star Specs? How you doing? Just popped in. I was the Kate from the last game. Hey, I appreciate you popping in, saying hi. Sorry about that Cheryl being so immersed and not doing anything that match. Yeah, I realized that at some point when I saw that she got the unhook, I realized that she hadn't touched any gens thanks to Surveillance Ruin. And I was like, well, that sucks. So I do apologize about that, but I appreciate stopping by, saying hi. Would love to have you here as part of Guilty Ones if you are interested. With that being said, you know, good luck, have fun in next matches, and hopefully you don't get any more Adept Cheryls like that. Alright, Mr. Dweet, Mr. Ash, you want to ready up, shall we? Take another bite of my sandwich while we're waiting. Having fun is what matters, abso-freaking-lutely. If you're not having fun, then probably should take a break from whatever you're doing. Eugene thinks you too, people like that make it not fun for killers and survivors alike. I 110% agree. I 110% agree. It's just kind of, you're playing with 3 people at that point, and you might as well be 3 hooks down already. So I can fully respect that fact. Yo, what's up, King? How's it going? Aloha, my friend. Hopefully you're having an amazing Sunday afternoon. How's it been? Yeah, like I said, Star Specs, would love to have you here as part of Guilty Ones. We are an educational killer main, here to teach killers how to play killer, and survivors how to play against killer. On top of which, we do stream in dedication to Extra Life. We're trying to help heal kids at Sanford Children's Hospital here in Fargo, North Dakota. Out of games, the games are going pretty well, King. The games are going pretty well. Right now, practicing for a match on Vigo's court. So, we're just playing some Pig right now, seeing what we want to do today. There's a few killers that I have in mind that I want to play on Vigo's court, but I'm not settled on any one in specific. Based on spawn, our spawn was honestly god-awful, so it's hard to say for certain where exactly they are. They are on Murder Platform. That audio cue is actually so helpful. What do I main? I actually don't have a main king. I play every single killer, pretty much across the board. There isn't a killer that I feel exceptionally weak at, except for Blight. So I do need to put some time into Blight eventually. Scratch marks go downstairs, yeah. Alright. Honestly, I could care less about this for now, just because they're not on a gen. I want to find where these survivors are. Even Twins, I am. I do play Twins. Right now, Twins is actually on a 17-win streak. If I'm not mistaken. There goes Ruin. That's painful right there. That's probably like our worst case scenario of Pig is the problem. Our worst case scenario of Pig, honestly, is an early gen off like that without finding a single survivor. And our Ruin being gone, because it means that we now lack passive gen pressure, which I feel like is where Pig reigns supreme, with the ability to get survivors off of the gens by using their bear traps. These survivors are also playing wicked immersed, which I can respect that fact. But they're also playing very efficiently, it would seem, by jumping on gens with one another, I get the feeling of at least like 2-3 man Swift for some reason, just based on the way in which they're playing. Because you can see here that while in chase, I hit the Dwight came back to the gen after they came to the conclusion that I was committing to the Ashe instead. And without the passive gen pressure applied by Ruin, I think this game's we're gonna lose this game. I really do. I think that's why, you know, I'm thinking of bringing a pig with Pop and Ruin, but I'm thinking maybe Ruin Undying Pig might be the better play. We are going to trap Dash. He has Tenacity, if you pay attention to that fact. He has Tenacity and probably Flip-Flop. Which, based on that alone, that perk combination, I am fully imagining a Swift. Let's see, that is Nia. She does not have Sprint Burst, good to know. She is on this pallet, though. She will mind game it. Let's take control of the pallet. I see a Dwight. Star Specs, thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Guilty Ones, my friend. Happy to have you here. She's looking to go inside, has no opening, so she'll go upstairs instead. No bounce landing. No. That pallet was something else. Okay, we're going to fall off of that for a second, and instead go for this gem. Yeah, I think that they probably have the Flip-Flop Tenacity Power Struggle build. That'd be my guess. We know where 3 people are. Nia's on Murder Platform. Dwight's here. Ashe is with the head piece. The Jigsaw's Baptism. Dwight looking for a way out, but he is in a pretty bad dead zone. So he'll have to get downstairs and look for a pallet. He dead hards for distance, but will it matter? It does. Wow. He did get mind game, though, so that works out. Let's put this on him real quick. That way, in case we're not able to get here in time for this gen, he'll be timed. Get it on the Claude. I think leaving him slug like that's going to be our best bet. Ashe does have the headpiece off now. Claude, do you have dead hard? That's a bad idea. That was a mid-vault. That worked out perfectly. It feels like all of these guys have tenacity, by the way, which is kind of interesting. It really does, because they're moving very quickly on the ground. That's a little bit concerning. Dwight is not up yet. Dwight is now up. 2 people injured, 3 people injured. A Sloppy Butcher. Should have given us some pressure. They could commit to this gen and finish it off. I'm willing to bop it to at least slow it down. Get some surveillance. I did see blood on the ground, it looked like. So someone's near. No, I think that just might be regular blood. Not survivor blood. Just environmental. Ashe is here and injured. We'll go for Ashe. Get him down. Let's pick him up. Let's put you up on the hook, Ashy boy. We should be good to go. Okay, we're not doing bad. Right now, 1 for 1 on gens, which isn't a bad place for us to be, but it's not a great place either. Nia's going to go for this pallet. I imagine she drops early. She does not. She greeds it, which means we should get a hit, methinks. Perfect. We'll see that gen or the one behind us get finished in a few moments, because I'm pretty sure they are on comms. She does get to Shack. She does not vault, so she's paying attention and sticking to middle based on the way that we play. So we're going to have to get her to vault. That's 1. I would like to get her to loop the opposite way if possible, but it's not going to work. That's 2. Timers are activated on the Dwight. Let's get her into the momentum. 3. Dead hard. Down. There we go. We got her into the pattern. Normally, that loop can be looped about 3 times if played well, which she was. But since we got her into the pattern of vaulting in like that, I knew that we should be able to get that. Dwight has 1 minute and 30 seconds. This gen is on 4 cylinders. That is god-awful. We need to find the Dwight and pressure him off these jigsaw boxes and get a Mori, I think. I think if we don't get a Mori, you lose the game. So that's going to be our main priority. But when we do come across an Ashe like this, let's kill him off. Because he is on death hook, if I am not mistaken. Hello, Ashy boy. Time for you to die. No, no tenacity flip-flop valley for you, my friend. That will not happen today. Yo, what's up, Ghostface out of nowhere? Love the name, and welcome to the Guilty Ones. How you doing? What have you been up to today on this wonderful afternoon? Hope you're doing well. Let's once again bop this. And we do see scratch marks plus blood from the Nia. I imagine based on that behavior, she has Dead Hard. Remember that fact. Dead Hard. She didn't use it. Why? Let's Jigsaw trap her because she probably has DS. So I'm going to leave her on the ground. Yeah, 100% based on that behavior has DS. 110%. No one on that gen? I don't know if someone's on that gen. That gen's still regressing at 100%. Dwight did get the headpiece off. Keep that in mind. We're just going to wait out this area. The Nia's down on the ground. That gen is now been gen tapped by the Dwight. He'll drop pallet early. No, he greeds it. Now, unlike the other one, no, he auto-aim killed me. Auto-aim literally just made me miss that. That's so sad. Let's get to this gen and bop it again. Oh, that's unfortunate. That really is. They healed. It's pretty close too. We're gonna leave her because she might end up, actually the timer will activate on her. Yep. So we'll leave the Nia and go for the Claude. If the Claude's not looking behind her, that'd be golden. But she goes upstairs, which is relatively okay. Doesn't look like there's any strong pallets here, though. So let's see. We now have a timer active on the Nia, which is going to apply some passive gen pressure. If Ruin was up right now, that'd have been awesome. We see the Dwight. He was thinking about going for the body block. Did not work out as well as he hoped. Nia is somewhere else. Now, Nia could theoretically prioritize gens over the timer and get 2 people out. That is a theoretical option for them in play right now. We do have one more Jigsaw trap, so the next person who goes down who does not have a helmet on will end up getting it. They get the unhook. That's fine. Dwight's looking around. He wants my attention. We can see that fact. We're just going to patrol these Jigsaw boxes, though. Looks like she completed this Jigsaw box and is going for another one. Alright, we're going to pause it momentarily. We're not going to chase her because she could be on a death timer. With or without our influence. Versus these survivors over here who are going to be split on gens. We hear Claude. Yeah, she's upstairs along with Dwight. Perfect. Dwight's going to drop this in our face. That's okay. Because now we have another Jigsaw trap in play. There we go. Get the hell in Dwight. Drop it. He hands me the Claudette on a silver platter. He went downstairs. He didn't actually try for the save or the mind games at all. Nia's still searching for a Jigsaw box, by the way, too. So this is awesome. This is where we need to be. Alright, let's go that way. Mind game him. Dead hard. Dead hard won't matter. Nia does get the Jigsaw box off her head, but she's been off of gens for so long. Like, that is amazing pressure for us at this moment in time. Pulls up. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Claudette is over there. She's injured. I forget what hook state that Claude is on, though. I'm a little bit concerned about that fact. Scratch marks come from that area to pick up the Claude. I'm not sure where she is specifically. That unhook, I would think, is the Nia. Let's down her. That way it resets that. Let's pick her up, put her on a hook. I'm pretty sure she's not on death hook. So this is still a valuable play. That way if she does get it off her head, she's on death hook instead. If she's already on death hook, then this was kind of a waste. Let's find out. Yeah, that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. Thankfully, Dwight is right here, so we should be able to get a play here. He's not a bad looper, though, which is a little bit of a concern. Yeah, that's real unfortunate. He's going to go for this. One pallet's already gone, mind you. He has DS. Now, we could wait that out. Yes, the hatch? Okay, sounds like a plan. He's off a gen, so it's not worth us playing around this. Let's double check this for the Nia. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Yo, what's up, Rag? How goes it? How have you been? Hi, Nia. How goes it? She'll drop. There's Dwight. We'll go for Dwight real quick, because I'm sure his DS timer is just about up. There's Dead Hard. And down. Let's get you up on a hook, Dwight. Hopefully you're still there. Yep, no DS. And I think we've taken control of the game now. We'll go back to the gen that the Nia was on, but even if she completes it, unless she has adrenaline, I don't think that it will work out in her favor. Scratch marks continue around here. There's blood, upstairs. Okay, perfect. So we have a good idea and understanding of where she is and where she's going. She's going for Hatch, which is perfect because, you know, the Guilty ones did determine that Hatch is the play. Nia. Boop the snoot. Time to boop the snoot for Hatch. Boop the snoot. Boop the snoot. Nia? Where'd she go? Nia. Nia. I don't know where she went. Oh, there you go. Aw, she didn't boop the snoot. Well, that's disappointing. Yeah, the games are going pretty well. Cannot complain. We just brought that back from, like, the jaws of defeat, so I'm pretty happy with the results of that for sure. But GG's, well played. That was a good one. That was a good one. That could have gone very bad, to say the least. He is now on a 4-win streak, indeed. All right, we only have, like, 15 minutes. We only have 15 minutes until our match in Vigo's court. Alright, we can do one more game real quick. I'm feeling pretty confident with Clown and with Pig. My main concern is not the killer itself or how I'm playing. Vigo's is an hour and 40 minutes. I thought it was 4 p.m. CST. Or 4 p.m. EST. Hold on. An hour and 40 minutes. I feel like that's wrong. I feel like that's 100% incorrect. Let me double check. Schedule. 4 p.m. EST. So no. Oh yeah, so that's why, Kieran. The reason why is daylight savings time. So we've already had daylight savings time. So it's 4 p.m. EST. I am CST. So for me, it is literally in 40 minutes. So it's in 40 minutes, Kieran. Like, be ready. It's not an hour and 40. It's 40 minutes because daylight savings. Clocks go forward an hour, my friend. Yeah, it's in 40 minutes. Daylight savings. Yeah. Yesterday? Yeah, last night. Let's take a look and see if these TTVs are live, by the way. So, if an instance that we need a last-minute extension, I would let Sam know, like, ASAP. Because if that's the case, we need to be, like, on top of that. Alright. Drinkin' Tea. Alright, Drinkin' Tea is live. Whereas the other one, Cheem, is not. So I'll drop both their links in chat real quick. So there's Drinkin' Tea. And then here is Cheem. Cheem is currently not live, so keep that in mind. I will drop Cheem a follow in the meanwhile. Alright, survivors. Let's see what you have in store for me. It looks like just some blood point offerings. That is fine. Let's take another bite of food while I have a chance. Alright. Well, let's see what map we get. I feel like I have two, but I haven't followed them, so I feel like I probably haven't played against them. But the name seems familiar. I agree. Is it possible? No. I don't think that... No, I don't think it is. I was thinking that maybe it's the person to be banned. Drink D has a huge wall of Pokemon stuff behind him. Ooh, very nice. And Treatment Theater. Now, Treatment Theater, I think, is actually pretty good for Pig, because there's a lot of distance between these boxes. Favorite map? Ooh. That's a good question, honestly. I can't really tell you my favorite map. I can tell you my least favorite maps, though. Like, least favorite absolutely being, like, Mother's Dwelling. Let's see. There's one over there. Oh, which one do we go for? Let's go over here first, and then we'll try and bring the survivor back into where the other one is. Hello, Kate. Drop the pallet. Perfect, perfect. Let's try and get an early down here. That would be ideal for us. Ruin gone again so early. It's just like the worst thing that can happen to us as a pig without Undying. It really is. She can only escape if she has Dead Hard, but she does not. We're going to put a trap on you. We're not going to hook you. I need to go to this. Hi, Yui. They're in a Swift, methinks. Based on that behavior of the Yui, I think they're in a Swift. That's not going to work out too well for Yui. It really isn't. Alright, let's take a look. See, she has this pallet. Drop it. She dropped it. Perfect. Let's go. They're going the other way. It's a bit weaker for them. Honestly, I probably could have gotten that hit. I just played it wrong. I timed my strike incorrectly. Oh yeah, it's definitely a Swift. Like, no doubts in my mind. I would have no second thoughts about thinking this was a Swift based on a Yui's behavior alone. Alright, down with the Yui. We will not put a bear trap on her. Playing with viewers, that would make sense. That would make sense. I hear footsteps that are not mine. Very close by. Add a weird Survivor game ever. Well, the tap, because he had borrowed time. If we would have known... I was right about the footsteps, too. I was right on the money. Down with the tap. Let's pick him up. More footsteps nearby. Yui down. I'm not sure if maybe she has breakout. Maybe that's why she's doing this. To try and get some breakout value. We'll get him hooked. Looks like the Kate has gotten their headpiece off. We're gonna assume the Yui has DS based on the behavior. Kate's here. Take a hit. She'll drop. And then try and pick up Yui again. Nope, we'll not pick up the Yui. Instead, we'll go for the Kate, because she has not been down. And leaving Yui on the ground at least get some passive gen pressure, right? Dead Hard, I forget. Do you have it? Doesn't look like it. We're gonna go for you for a moment, because Yui is over here. Jane's going to try and body block. This pallet's gone, so Yui should be down. Dead Hard, good job. I haven't noticed Dead Hard on Yui yet, so that's actually good information. She'll go down. Someone's nearby, though. Can we vacuum her out of this pallet? I can. So let's vacuum. And then pick up. So that way they cannot pallet drop me. That's definitely a little bit of a trick for people who do not know about that. With Pig is the only killer that you can vacuum people out of pallets, just because of how the animation works. So that's a little bit of a trick that I'd highly recommend using if they do fall into pallets like that. It can help out quite a lot. Let's take a look. We see the Jane. Hello, Jane. How are you? Looks like Yui is out. Sheem is down. We should be good to go. Okay, let anyone bleed out except me and had to escape through hatch. Simon's fine. Oof. That does not sound like a fun time. That does not sound... It sounds strange, but doesn't sound all too fun is the only thing. But it's very odd indeed. Maybe just a very bored Michael. Maybe that's it. Alright, they do get the unhook. Let's go back for that real quick. They were out of our terror radius, so no BT involved. So Jane is downable if we really want to. We do hear him there. We'll go for the Kate. Alright, Kate. What's the game plan now, eh? She does have a pallet here. Will she get mind gamed? No, she holds W. Why? Unless she plays the other pallet, but played it wrong. We'll vacuum her out of the pallet, much like what we did before. And then pick her up. Let's bring her over to this hook. I would not want to go through that pallet. I think Yui did die on second hook. I think she suicided. I'm not sure if it's a struggle bug or like a purposeful suicide. Alright, Kate's on first hook. I heard a Jane. No. Was it Jane? No, I think it must have been Kate. It must have been Kate. Not there. Scratch marks? That's Jane. I'm just gonna grab you, Jane. I was not expecting a slow vault. That was a little bit peculiar, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, that was a bit peculiar for the Jane to do. So that's why I swung and I was like, wait, what'd I just hit? I think that Jane might be in a lower tier than red rank, methinks. I have a sneaking suspicion based on that behavior alone. Everyone else seems like they're in purple and green, but yeah. Let's see. Scratch marks, double back. Right? Yeah, they double back through. Go through here. There's the tap, which means, ooh, you know what? We're gonna fall off the Kate, because she now has a timer on her head, and that's something that I love to see. Tap goes this way. We'll get hit. Drop the pallet. Gives him enough time to get the unhook, right? Alright. So you'll get that. Let's save stacks. Get him. They're trying to take the body block, so Drinking Tea absolutely has BT. 110%. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because we did not crouch fast enough to deny them a BT value with the undetectable status effect. That's something that I need to get better at timing, honestly. Jane probably has BT. Or not BT, but DS. But we'll eat it. Let's eat it real quick. No DS. So that will be the end of Jane. Kate did get their headpiece off, but is still injured. So they go for the unhook. We'll know where they are, which is good for us. So, gonna guess unhook in 3, 2... That was pretty close. She did get the unhook, or rather the hook sabotage, but there's still a hook pretty close by, over by where God Pallet was. Not sure what the tap is doing. And that is now second hook for you. He's going back around for the unhook. And he does not have the timing on that right. You might still have DS, keep that in mind. You'll vault here? No. What's the game plan? I think he has DS. Watch. No DS. Wow. I was expecting the way that he was playing that he would go for the grab, I'd grab him and get DS and they would get the unhook, but nothing. Yo, what's up, Sheen? GG's. Oh, yes, Thatch? Whoops. Yep, a little bit too late, sorry. I got the grab and immediately went for the hook. Sorry, my mind went in like one direction. That's my bad. Oh, he misses DS? See, I fully expected a DS. I fully expected it. I 100% expected the DS. But unfortunately, that miss does hurt. But GG, team. I do appreciate stopping by, saying hi. Would love to have you here as part of Gilty Ones if you are interested. We are an educational killer main here to teach killers how to play killer and survivors how to play against killer. Also dropped you a follow over on your Twitch channel. Always here to support other DBD streamers. And thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Gilty Ones. And Darkest Insane. Welcome to the Gilty Ones, my friend. Hope you're having a great day. You all did great. Just bad match making, not gonna lie. Thank you much for the GGs. I appreciate you. Unfortunately, matchmaking was not kind in this regard, to say the least. We are pretty hyper-aggressive, especially with our pig. So if that being said, we actually should have enough time. Do you force me to let go? Okay, so that's what we were wondering. We were wondering if it was the struggle bug or not, and it would seem that way, because that's what we were thinking. And Darkest Insane, thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Guilty Ones, my friend. Welcome, welcome. And we're gonna go say hi to Drink and Tea real quick. Drop them a follow and give them a good old GG's.
Yeah, no, I love it. Thanks. It's well, a bunch of stuff that just a bunch of random stuff that I enjoy.
GG, well played, my friend. Hello.
It is what it is. Let's see. Guilt Spire, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the brew.
No problem.
Glad to have you.
Always here to support.
Welcome. I just want to finish this. Haha.
Their DVD.
Let's see. I hope that you are doing well. I'm doing pretty well, thanks. No problem.
Good to hear.
Yeah, no, I'm doing pretty well. It was a good match. Always here to support other Dead by Daylight streamers. Good to hear. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I actually missed. I like right when you pulled me off. I was hoping to be able to get like my DS.
I was
gonna try and get the DS.
Expecting it too.
And then basically sacrifice myself. While hopefully they ran away to maybe find the hatch. But unfortunately, I missed it.
It's painful. Totally. It's always painful when that happens.
It was a fun match, though. That was a lot of fun.
I'm happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. Hope that have a great day / stream.
I was expecting it too. LOL.
I'll stop by.
Yeah.
And say hi in the future. Seems like a nice dude. Seems like a nice dude.
Good on you. It's always. I'm always happy to see someone playing Pig.
Thank you.
I'm a big Saw fan, so I like that. I like the Pig, Amanda's character. It's pretty cool.
It is pretty awesome. I agree.
I hope you have a great day / stream. I'll definitely stop and say hi in the future. Awesome. Well, hey, we look forward to having you.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Dude seems wicked nice. I appreciate that. Also, what's up, Princess? How's it going? What's up, Ashy Flaps? And Coffin, thank you much for the follow. Welcome to the Guilty Ones, my friend. Happy to have you here. Doing good. Today's my first cigarette-free day. Hey, congratulations to you, Ashy. That's great to hear. Really, it is. All right. Well, let's get on going. Probably for our last match of Pig today, or rather, our last match of today's stream before we head over to Vigo's Court. So one thing I will say, for those who do not know what Vigo's Court is a competitive Dead by Daylight league, and my team, Sample Text, is currently in the playoffs. We're in round 1 of them. So if you are interested in seeing me play more killer and to watch my Survivor team play in a competitive setting, you guys should definitely stay on through to the raid and watch trials at least 1 and 4. That's where I will be playing as a few different killers. I have a few killers in mind that I would like to play today. I appreciate that, Ashley. I appreciate that. We do get some surveillance information pretty quick. I play BDB in 5 to 6 months. I feel that, Coffin. I feel that. It can be very hard to get back into, especially as Survivor. Let's mind game him real quick. There's the mind game on the Dwight. He does not go back for the pallet. This might be golden unless he drops this. He does know where Ruin is. Vault. Mind game. There's a Yui as well. White goes down. We're going to bear trap him. Yui's wanting our attention. We're going to bear trap him. Immediately go for this gen here. Immediately go for the gen. We want that regressing to ASAP. We'll hit the Claude. And she has a life, so chasing her is not worth our time. We want to go back for the Dwight here, along with the Yui. Methinks. Question is, where is the Dwight? I don't hear him at all. That's strange. Did he crawl out? He could have. Where is he? What? Where'd the Dwight go? That's so strange. I see scratch marks going back for the gen. Iron Will, Dwight OP. But you don't get Iron Will on the ground, so I must have the Slug Bug then. That's the only thing I can think of. Hi, Dwight. You should have dropped that pallet, my boy. Dead hard or bust? No dead hard. Perfect. Okay, now we should be able to get him on a hook. Yeah, this might be a sneak peek from Vigo's. We'll see. I am feeling pig, but I'm not sure what my build is, so I'm still, like, thinking it through in my head. Trying to think of where our gens are. I think we actually might want to protect this side of the map. It's a bit unusual. Normally, I'd like to be on the other side, but this side seems like a good plan. That's a life for the Claudette. Yui wants our attention. Claudette goes down. Dwight does have an active timer, so he'll be off of gens. I'm really hoping that the Dwight doesn't remember where Ruin is. Love looping the friends. It is always a fun time. This Yui seems to be doing it quite often, too. There's the Dwight. I'm sorry, Dwight. You have too much info in my Ruin. You have to die. If you're not on comms, you better hope that you have a DS, being the obsession. That's unfortunate, my boy. That's unfortunate. You have no more time to do that Ruin. Scratch marks over here. That is the Nia, yeah? Alright, which means that pretty much all of the survivors should be off of gens at this point, I think. She vaults. She holds W. Dwight's on a very short timer now. Dead hard for pallet. She'll get it. Yeah. I think that the Yui's going for breakout plays right now. I am going to go immediately back over to my Ruin totem. I'm going to ignore the Yui here. I want to make sure. Dwight, stop it. Stop it for the love of God. You're going to get tunneled out of this match if you don't stay away from my Ruin totem. Like, you need to, A, be getting that freaking box off your head, and B, need to not touch my Ruin. It's possible that the Dwight is thinking that he's already dead, and thus is just playing it that way, because he knows that it's going to bring value if he does that. But, like, Dwight is on Death Hook without a DS. Like, I don't know what he's thinking. Where is she? Oh, she W'd through. Wow, surprising. She'll vault. That's a quick and quiet, I think. That's a dead hard. Won't matter. Alright, I'll pick up the Yui here. Yeah, Dwight definitely wants to die. I would agree. I mean, right now the thing is that the helmet is active for Dwight. Let's take a look at some other jigsaw boxes. There's the unhook. Who is that? Who was that? Was that a Nia? That was a Claude. Look at the Claude hit. Now, everyone's injured, by the way, which is beautiful. Because between Sloppy Butcher and everything else going on, Dwight does have the headset off, by the way. I just noticed that. So, Dwight is a prime target because I don't want him near my Ruin. He's going around the other way. This is a short side, which is good for me, which means she will get downed. Let's pick her up. Come on, Nia. You want to go for the body block? It's a great idea, right? Alright. Yeah, it's something that I've definitely grown used to with the new UI. I don't mind the UI, mind you. But I can definitely understand why people still are not a huge fan of it. Dwight does get healed. Okay, she must have doubled back, yeah. Looking at the scratch mark, she doubled back off the tile. Not in a way that I expected. That's a Claude. Unfortunate. We won't pick you up out of fear of DS. Instead, we will put a helmet on you and leave you there. Oh, that Nia really wanted the flashlight save. And her being altruistic will be the death of her. There we go. Dwighty boy, come on now. Oh, Pig apparently doing some sit-ups. Or not sit-ups. Push-ups, I guess? I guess push-ups, yeah, that'd be the best way to describe that. Alright, you are on that hook. That is now regressing, which means that they should be over here, methinks. They get the unhook immediately. Hello? Survivor? No survivor? Okay. Ooh, that's painful. That may have been the Dwight. That may have been the Dwight. But, I mean, we're in a pretty commanding position for 4 gens now. So I'm not too sad about this situation. That is a skill check miss on a jigsaw box, so that would suggest the Claudette missing not only 1 but 2 jigsaw checks. I will go for the Claude temporarily, and then go back to the Dwight over here, who's on Death Hook. Now, I would like to hit him with our M2, and I will make that happen in due time. But if we have to, we'll use our M1. He is hitting around the hill, which is pretty much a dead zone. Yeah, Lithe on Claude for sure. Lithe on Claude for sure. He'll drop early, because he fears death. He has the nanophobia for sure. If we can get a grab here, that'd be nice. No grab. I was going for the grab instead of them too. It seemed a little bit more reasonable, just based on the area that we were. Let's put him up on the hook, and that will be that for Dwighty Boy here. We only have 3 stacks to save the best for last. Not ideal, but not horrible. It's workable, right? Let's take a look at our generators for a quick moment. Yep, there we go. No one had a jigsaw trap on, so we don't get any value there. Crows have not been disturbed, so they have not run away from this area. Instead, they're hiding. Gotta pay attention to crows. The crows are some of your best allies in this game, for sure. Nia. She has Iron Will, but I can still hear the grass. Dead Hard a bust. Even if Dead Hard, still a bust. We'll vacuum her out of this pallet. It's true. We could potentially do that on purpose too. I would have to watch their behavior to see if they have DS, because DS players, they play pretty aggressively. Yo, what's up, Marcus? How goes it, my friend? What have you been up to today? Anything much? How's your weekend been treating you? All right, let's take a look-see. Nothing there. And we see a Claude over here who does have Lithe. Yep, there you go, Claudie. She'll probably go for the LT wall into a Lithe, I imagine. Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing. We should get a hit here. Wow, that was close. I was really banking on that hit. I really was. She gets enough momentum to get to another tile, but I don't know. I feel like she didn't get as much distance as she probably would have wanted. She'll get hit here. She'll vault through. That's the wrong place to vault, though. She gets back into another LT because it's an LT. She does get that vault in time. And now is going for another LT. Wow. She really likes her LT walls, I'll tell you what. From there, she has nothing. Okay, I need to look at something for a second. Is that like 4 LT walls? Bring Clown or Pig first? Not sure. Yet to be determined. I feel like if I'm going to play Pig, it's probably going to be Pig. Yes, I do have a new team. I'm now with Sample Text, who are in the playoffs. But I want to look at something. So, LT wall. Let's take a look at this, where the UE is. No, that's not an LT wall. That's an LT wall. So, like, 3 LT walls. She has Quick and Quiet, if we notice that. So, like, it's 3 LT walls within, like, a very close proximity. That's insane. Like, if played right, you can get a huge jungle gym going here. She continues here. She'll vault. No, she doesn't. She played it safe. Makes sense. Smart play. She's on the T. Let's see if we can get a mind game going. What happened with 4 Dwights, 1 Locker? Honestly, just the fact that I had told them, based on, like, performance overall, that if things didn't really improve to the point where I felt like I was playing on, like, an even playing field along with them as the Survivor team is concerned, that I would probably be a free agent. And Sample Text had been looking to pick me up for quite some time. And so, whereas I felt like 4 Dwights, 1 Locker needed to grow into me, as far as my skill level is concerned, I feel like I can grow alongside Sample Text as a team instead. And so that's kind of where the decision-making came into play. I love the people like Rag, Psycho, Groheek, Cloud, and more. I love them to death. They're great people, but it's just one of those things from like a competitive aspect that I felt that it was the right move to jump on with another team. Blue Alex is great, I'd agree. Blue Alex is great. And it is no to hatch. Alright, here we go. But yeah, so there's nothing like, no bad blood against Fortnite's One Locker. We had a conversation after our last game of the regular season, and it was mutual. It was understood on both sides. Nah, I don't mind. Rag's good people. Like I said, everyone on Fortnite's One Locker is good people. It's nothing against them. It's just kind of from a competitive aspect, right? It's like if you started off on like, you want to boop the Snoop? Boop the Snoop. No, boop, boop, boop. You need to boop. You need to boop. 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 No, boop. Yeah, boop, boop, boop. No, boop. Crouch and boop. Crouch and boop. Crouch and boop. No. Crouch and boop. Crouch and boop. Come on now. No, crouch and boop. Crouch and boop. If you don't do it, you die. What is she doing? If you do that, you die. Alright, well, you die now. The Kate had a chance. All she needed to do was boop the Snoop, but, you know, she just poked me in the eye instead. You know, I have a mask on. It's a full face mask, so I don't really feel it, but still, like, it's pretty annoying. Like, have you ever had someone, like, poke your eye while you're wearing a mask? It's not comfortable. It's very, very strange. Needing to learn more, the potential B League where Gilt isn't there. He's C League. I appreciate it, Rag. I appreciate it. Yeah, she did. It was very rude. She poked me in the eye and then dropped a pallet in my face. Like, how am I supposed to respond to that? Come on now. GG, well played, though. Okay. Okay. So, trying to think. We don't have enough time for another match, unfortunately, so we are going to drop into custom and get things ready. I'll keep the stream up for a little bit. Where is Grave of Glendale? Grave of Glendale, that's Badham, that's Ormond, Grave of Glendale, Dead Dog Saloon. Let's double check. Dead Dog, offerings none, perfect, perfect. Let's take a look and see if Vigo's Court is online currently, and verdict is a big fat no. Alright, I guess we'll wait a little bit. 6-win streak, yay! That's awesome. Pig is really good. I think people sleep on Pig. Funny enough, she has one of the best kill rates in all of Dead by Daylight, but that's because of the Moris that she has available to her. Hi, Pig. How are you? You wanna talk to chat? So if I'm looking at my build, I have a few different ideas that I want to think about. So first off and foremost, absolutely we're using Corrupt Intervention. Secondly, I feel like Ruin is a must. I'm feeling Ruin Undying. It's the fourth perk that I'm not sure about. It's the fourth perk. The fourth perk, I'm debating between things like Surveillance, which isn't bad for like early game pressure, especially for them to like when they gen tap, because most times, especially people who know how to play, they're going to gen tap very early on. Sloppy is also on the table as well. I think that there's a few different things. Be able to join your custom. Unfortunately, not Woodmat, since this is going to be for the competitive Dead by Daylight League. I'm just prepping right now. You take Pop. That's what I'm thinking. I know, that's what I'm thinking. So here's a question for you, Kieran. So Corrupt Intervention's a must on Pig. So do you think Ruin Undying Pop? Because Pop would be a huge backup, basically. Just to protect our 3-gen. Would help slow longer game. So the nice thing about Sloppy would be that they would feel pressured not to heal upon getting the helmet, right? That would be the good news there. So Sloppy's not a bad idea. It increases the heal timer by 10 seconds, which if they do have a timer on their head, especially with things like Jigsaw Trap Tamper Timer, will mean that they move from a 2-minute timer down to a 1minute and 20 seconds. Huge value, by the way. But if they recognize they have Tamper Timer, then they're not going to. They'll prioritize the box beforehand. And so we'll have to patrol boxes a little bit more aggressively. Pop, I feel like, is a good option, just because Grave of Glendale has a lot of 3-gens that we can abuse. We're going to be mainly staying in that back corner. If we get the God spawn for our 3 Gen 2, the Gallows, the back corner, and the one to its left if you're facing towards Shack, amazing. Did someone gift me a sub? I thought yours ran out. I don't know. It's possible. I know that Rugar did a 5 gift sub for my birthday stream. So it is possible, Marcus. It is possible. Which would mean that you can't upgrade to T3. Jesus. I know that you were looking to do that once you got paid. That's true. That's true. So yeah, I'm thinking definitely Corrupt, Ruin, Undyne, I think are a must. Pop could be the play. There's another option that does get me value while Ruin's up, which is my go-to, which is Surge. It's an 8% regression, and does start regressing the gens as well. So it's not a bad idea. I'm debating on Surge. If Ruin and Undyne's still up, and they just completely ignore Ruin and Undyne, then Surge is not bad. Yo, what's up, Potato? How you doing? Thank you. I appreciate it. Best of luck on your game, Guilty One. I appreciate that, Persona. I appreciate that. Thana would not be a good option. I'm pretty sure that Thana would theoretically work in a few different ways, in which it would slow down search time, but I'm not entirely certain. I'd have to actually test that. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's the thing. Totems are hard to find, but they're consistent in spawn, and that's the biggest thing. Pretty good, Potato. Pretty good. Cannot complain. And welcome to the Guilty Ones. Hope you're having a great day. I'd be down. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I can make that work. I can make that work. Alright. So I have ideas. So I think that this might be our build. For Pig at least. Is Vigo's core up yet? Hold up. Let's take a look. Vigo's court is still not live. Why? Don't know. I don't see anyone. I'm going to invite Kieran to lobby though. Just that way I can get them in here. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out because I think with Pig you have to run Rune Undyne. Let's be honest. So do you think that will they go for totems? Because I think they will. I think they'll expect that of me. Which would mean that we might want to back up like Pop. They're pretty consistent in their spawn, and that's my thought process behind that. So I'm wondering if you want to go Pop instead. Yeah, back up a Pop. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. There was also a little bit of a funny idea in my back of my head, which was to bring Thrill the Hunt. It's a silly idea, but I don't think it's going to be a good one. I think that, honestly, if they're hunting totems, well, the hunt would not be good. So I think Pop might be a good backup. It just doesn't get any value if they just try and work through the totems. It just means that I have to be hyper-aggressive. And basically, my strategy is going to be slug the first person, put a helmet on them while Ruin and Undyne's still up. Find another person, down them, hook them, go back for the slug person if they're not up already, get them on a hook, rinse, repeat, right? It would help by adding time to cleanse the tomes. It does, it's cheeky. I'm not sure if it would really work because if Thrill the Hunt goes first, then we're just kind of SOL on a dead perk. I'd almost rather play Haunted Ground in that regard and play a 50-50 RNG game, but I don't feel like Pig plays that all too well. So, people don't worry about Ruin unless it's in the open. Yes and no. I feel like with Pig, much like with Freddy, you have to prioritize Ruin. If you do not prioritize Ruin with Pig, you will end up losing in the late game. Pretty sure Undyne always goes first. You're correct. Undyne always goes first. So that is a theoretical play. I don't know. There's some ideas. Check Team Discord. Will do. Team chat. Yes. The answer is yes. That is my go-to. There is a theoretical third one that I'm going to leave as a surprise, just depending on where we are with the entirety of the game. Depending on points, I do have a third one up my sleeve that I am thinking about, but I'm not going to mention now. It's going to be a little bit of a cheeky surprise. I get Ruin out because then I can't 99 gens to counter helmet. Exactly. I mean, most times you're not going to be trying to counter gens, trying to counter the helmet anyways. But just fact that if you have that passive gen pressure with Ruin in play, it becomes very hard to play against Pig. Because theoretically speaking, if the way that Pig plays out, ideally, how I like to play her, is you get that first down within the time of Corrupt Intervention, so ideally within the first minute to 2 minutes, you slug them out, put a helmet on them. If they attempt to do gens, then it means that they have only 2 minutes on their timer. If they do boxes, then that means that they're off a gen. And if I'm already chasing another person or have them on the hook and start getting that pressure, that early game pressure, it's very, very good. So Ruin is a major priority, in my opinion, against Pig. Not for the 99 gens, necessarily, but just for the complete and utter amount of pressure that you can get out of it. Because theoretically speaking, if you have one helmet on one person active, you're chasing another person, then that's 2 people off of gens right then and there. And if you now hook the second person, that means that there's 3 people off of gens. That is huge slowdown value. Like, think swing chains, jump rope, but actively as they're running around, which means that you can also get some additional value. So it's actually pretty good, in my opinion. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to end up going with. I think that is what we're going for. Have you heard anything from Sam, Kieran? Because I still don't see them online, which is getting confusing to what's going on. Not heard anything yet. I wonder if they forgot about daylight savings. Let me message them. Are we still good for 3 p.m. CST? Or did daylight savings mess it up? I'm checking with Sam right now regarding that. Let me also check Vigos and see if they're actually like in live game chat. They are in live game, so it would suggest to me that maybe they're getting things going. Yeah, it looks like they said, okay, we're going live in 16 minutes, right? And looks like they got that confirmation. All right, so it looks like we should be good. We should be good. Vigo's Court is live now. All right, guys. So with that in mind, we are going to be heading over to Vigo's Court. We're going to go drop them a raid. So if you guys would like to see me play some more killer, stay tuned for the raid right now. With that being said, as always, if you did enjoy the show, make sure that follow button. If you haven't checked out our Extra Life campaign already, though, definitely make sure to do so right below the video. We're trying to help heal kids at Stanford Children's Hospital. On that note, guys, I'll see y'all tomorrow at 5 p.m. CST. Bye-bye. I forgot to press the button. Whoops. I'll see you guys tomorrow. For real this time. Bye-bye.